Hey there, welcome. Welcome to Rise and Receive. This is an opportunity in your day to stop whatever you're doing and explore how to receive your fulfillment by unlearning struggle. So today I'm going to talk about what I do when I want more money. And this just came to me today because the truth is that most people at some point in their lives, sometimes all the time, sometimes once in a while, they want more money. It's a pretty common thing in our civilization. And I have this way of relating to that desire when it arises that's very automatic, but it's something that I've learned. And it's, I don't think, something that most people do. And so it ties into what I do here at Rise and Receive, which is I illuminate the blind spots that keep goal-oriented people from surpassing their upper limits or from receiving their long overdue rewards. And money is often a very common goal for goal-oriented people. So I thought I'd shine the light on not only some blind spots, but what it is that I do when I want more money. So if you don't know me, my name is Sonia Miller. I'm a speaker, coach, and best-selling author. And because I'm all about blind spots and shining the light on those things that we can't see that we need to see, I just wanted to tell you how I define a blind spot. So a blind spot occurs when your current point of view hides an essential insight. And the kind of blind spots that I illuminate occur when you're operating more as a human doing, which is what goal-oriented people do. We work hard towards our goals. We do a lot, versus a human being, which is when we harness this incredibly power inner world terrain that is just as real as the outer world terrain that goal-oriented people know really well. Many of us are unfamiliar with that inner terrain, and yet when you know how to harness the power that lives within you and what the inner terrain is all about, then you can go beyond your upper limit or your inner glass ceiling. So let's talk about money. So this is what I do when I want more money. Before I actually get into the how-to, I just realized I wanted to share something a little bit more about where I come from. I actually have a business degree in finance. And when I went to college and I studied finance, I came out and I started working in a brokerage firm. And eventually pretty quickly, I got a stock and bond trader license, passed the Series 7, and that's the kind of test that you have to take to be able to trade stocks and bonds. And so I actually have training and experience in the physical world of money and finances and brokerage firms, and I actually really love numbers, and it's kind of a natural thing for me. So when I say that I illuminate blind spots and I navigate this inner terrain when I want more money, I just wanted to share where I come from, because I actually really get when people want more money, and immediately what we do is we actually look at, how do I make more money? What do I need to do? Is this the right thing to do? So if you're an entrepreneur, you look at marketing and, pounding the pavement and getting more clients and getting more sales. I work with a lot of salespeople, by the way, who love this inner world stuff because it does blow the upper limit to smithereens, and all kinds of sales come in. But we ask, what do I do? And we get very strategic, and we do a lot of thinking and a whole lot of doing. Now, that can work, but what happens is when you're focused towards the outer world and you're in doing mode, you're having to navigate all kinds of things that are beyond your control. And when you're trying to get control over things that are beyond your control, that lends to hard work. And then when you're not getting control over the things that you can't control, what do? We work even harder. This is what causes that blind spot. That blind spot of, I have to work harder, I have to do more, and it can only take you so far, because the upper limit is based on trying to control things you cannot control. But when you turn within and you know how to do this, you start to tap into your power. Okay, so the blind spot that I'm going to illuminate is what I call the faulty focus blind spot. And quite simply, it means that you are focused on the wrong thing when you're looking to the outer world to generate more money. Sometimes there are tactical things that you need to do. There are tasks that you need to do. But many times when you've exhausted all of those how-tos and those tactical, strategic sorts of things, then we need to look within. And so I always like to say that ultimate manifestation, which means manifesting your hopes, dreams, goals, and desires, ultimate manifestation occurs when you focus on what you really want versus what you think you want. When we want things in the physical world things are symbols. They embody the meaning that we've given to them. So whatever money means to you is what you really want. And what we always really want, it doesn't matter what goal you have, is a feeling. So sometimes more money means freedom to you. You feel like if I get more money, then I'll feel free. Sometimes money means security. Sometimes it means safety. Sometimes it means power. So you want to be aware of, am I focusing on money because it's all I've ever done? It's just kind of this automatic thing that I think I want. Or is that a faulty focus because what I really want is a feeling? So I always like to say, focus on the essence, which is the feeling, and the form, money, and other sorts of physical world things will come. Focus on the essence and the form will come. So just the other day, I sat down in my meditation chair and I just got quiet. I said, okay, what do I want? I was feeling kind of agitated. And the answer that came was I wanted to expand my reliable cash flow because I'm an entrepreneur. So anybody who's listening to this as an entrepreneur knows that cash flow is one of those things that you're always dancing with, but we tend to want money for all sorts of things. In my situation, I had one of those entrepreneurial moments where I'm like, you know what? I want to expand in my cash flow and that it's reliable and predictable. The next level for me, the next one beyond my upper limit with my 26-year business as an entrepreneur. So this is what I did. Okay. Instead of what I used to do when I was more in the world of stocks and bonds and strategy and physical world things, I practiced the first step, which is awareness. I became aware that I wanted more money. So the first thing you can do is when you want more money, just become aware, I want more money, and then stop. Stop where the brain becomes this train on a track and it tries to solve problems. Just stop right there with the awareness. Okay. The second step is instead of getting into problem solving mode, which is what we do as human doings, I went into human being mode, which is I went into my body and I asked myself, and I encourage you to do this, is how will having more money make me feel? What do I think is the feeling I'll receive, I'll experience if I have more money? Right? Now, this can change all the time. We want money for different reasons. But in my situation, I just got quiet. It's like, how will this make me feel? I closed my eyes. And in this particular situation, I realized it would make me feel free. Because with more money, I could pay my team more time, more hours. I could delegate more. And then that in turn would free me up to do the creative stuff that I've got just like on the back burner that I'm so excited about. So it was all about freedom to pay my team as much as I want to pay them, delegate as much as I want to delegate, and freedom then to create, to be in play and in creation mode. So the feeling is freedom. So number one is awareness, stop. Number two, how will getting this money make me feel? Then number three, this is really, really powerful. Here's where we shift from the form to the essence. We also shift from seeking something we think we don't have to seeing how it's already here. So the third thing is I decided, as I always do when I practice this, to start seeing where I'm already free in my life, to really become like this radar that's always scanning for, oh, I feel free here and I feel free here and I experience freedom here. It's really fascinating when you really get to the essence and you start looking at how you already have it, all of the places that you have it, because here's the thing. You have that feeling that you're after. It exists right here, right now. But we take it for granted. So you want to start looking at where is it that you already experience and feel freedom, if that's your essence, or safety or security or power in your life right here, right now. So you're shifting from seeking something you think you don't have, which is money, to seeing how it's already here in essence in terms of what it represents. So I started looking for that, and I went out for a walk because I'm totally free to go for a walk whenever I want, and I'm free to pick up the phone and call a friend whenever I want, and I'm free to just stop working and sit down and just close my eyes and relax. I'm free to go on my deck and smell my flowers. I'm free to, just be myself with the people that are my closest friends, completely free. I love that feeling of freedom. So I start scanning for how it is that I'm already free and how I feel it and how I see it. Then in shifting from seeking this to seeing how it's already here, every time I see it, every time I feel it, I savor it. I savor it. So that's about bringing it into my body, bringing it into the feeling, really experiencing. Because what happens is when we are wanting and seeking, we're up in our heads. We're looking. We're thinking what we want isn't here. It's in our imagination. And we shift from all of this seeking, not having, it doesn't exist. It's somewhere in the future in conditions. You see this, all of this lack. It's not here yet. To, I feel it right now. I'm experiencing it right now. It's in my physical reality. I savor it. Take a breath. Thank you for this freedom. I'm big into gratitude because gratitude is the energy and the consciousness of havingness versus wantingness. Thank you how this freedom is already here. And then finally, invitation. How does it get even better than this? We ask a question, and that becomes an embodied invitation to life. When you're in human doing mode, you're like the hunter, seeking out on the horizon something that you don't have so that you can capture it and conquer it. And then you do, and you enjoy it for a while, and then you want again. In human being mode, you're like the majestic tree that is receiving and experiencing through its beingness right here, right now, all day long. It's the embodiment of being, and that flourishes. So that's what I do, okay? Awareness, stop. How will it make me feel if I have this? See where it already exists. Shift from seeking to seeing and savor it. And when you savor it, then invite more better. So why is this so powerful, and what kinds of results can you expect? Well, the reason it's so powerful is in consciousness, because your consciousness creates your reality. You are focusing on what you really want, not what you think you want. So you're completely in alignment. What I really want is to feel free. Number 2, you bring the experience of feeling and experiencing what you really want into the right now every time you feel it, versus someday, when, then, in the future, which keeps your manifestation someday, when, then, in the future. And you experience it physically. I always say in order to manifest what you want physically, you need to experience it physically because your consciousness creates your reality. Now, what kind of results can you expect? Well, you can't control any of it, but my experience personally after many, many years and all of my clients who try this is money shows up. It just does. It just does because you're now in the right here, right now, physically, in my experience, and you're focusing on the feeling. And so focus on the essence and the form comes. That's how it works. So this message is inspired in part by this particular receiving principle that comes from the Receive Oracle cards. So these are the Receive Oracle cards that you can get on Amazon. Just go to receivecarddeck.com. And here's the teaching, the principle. Shift from seeking to seeing. And the mantra is, I am willing to see how I am blessed right now. When you're in seeking mode, you're focused on what you think you don't have. When you're in seeing mode, you're in the right here, right now. And you are able to shift that perspective. That blind spot has been illuminated. And then you can manifest seeing right now, receiving right now. So I hope you like this. I hope you'll try it on for size. If you want more money, Think of it this way: you've got nothing to lose. If you want more money, it's because you're probably having at least a few experiences or a lot of experiences of being in lack. So, excuse me, try this so that you can come into the right here, right now, where you receive the abundance that's right here, right now, and see what happens. I'd love to hear from you. I just got a check-in from one of my clients about she's been practicing these principles, and all kinds of sales that she was kind of, in stall mode are coming in. And she said she's going to blow the lid off of her quota for better than she ever imagined, which is one of my favorite aspirations with all the work, is that you receive better than you ever imagined. That was just the latest check-in. So these kinds of things happen all the time when you practice the 3-step receive method. ALI. Awareness, let it be here, invite more, better. This was an expanded kind of case study of it. So if you like this, please share. It helps me reach the people that I'm here to serve. If you're on YouTube, click on the red subscribe button, and I will see you on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.